We'll call the meeting to order. Can I get a roll call, please?
Chris McCullough.
Scott Meredith.
Jackie Detention.
Jerry Ogburn.
The posting of the agenda.
Yes, it was posted.
Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, we do not have minutes today. Elaine and I are working on a new format, so we'll bring those to you in a future meeting.
Very good. Communications. Any communications? None. Public comments? We have a 3-minute limit? None. Any written communications? None. Reports from the board? Staff reports? Any public reports? This number 6, we've already done that at the last meeting, so we'll just go. It was a nomination for electing a chairperson and co-chair. So we'll get right to the applications for consideration, review, and determination. When we call your name, please come up to this end of the table and bring your samples. And if you're approved, you can go down before 5 o'clock. You can go down the hall and get your permit. Otherwise, you can get it at a later date. A Sawdust Company, wooden patio chairs and tables. But then we decided to just go through them. No show. Sawdust Company? Did you just walk in by chance? No. Okay. Gourmet Village. Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Our products will basically be strung chili from New Mexico and from Mexico, along the southwest style. I will be doing the large red chilies, the small Peking chilies. This is a smaller size in length. They'll be going as much as 30 inches in length.
Do you have any other shows you're doing at this time?
I'll be starting at the COD.
But none right now.
Not right now.
Do you have any other samples other than that one?
I was told, when I asked if you wanted me to bring multiple samples, they said no, just one sample.
Okay.
So this is what I have.
Do you grow your own chilies?
No, I buy the chilies loose. And the chilies are just being harvested. They're in the process of being harvested for this year. So they need to be strung when they're soft. These are dried, so you couldn't string them at this point. These are already dried. And some are treated and some are edible.
And I notice you have garlic braids.
That's you're probably going to be in the future. I have a health permit for the COD, and they said that in order to do it for the Village Fest, that I would need to, speak with you about that. But that's the garlic braids are not. I just put there for the future.
Will this go under Farmer's Method?
So are the garlic braid?
Some will be edible. Like this is not treated yet. This can be treated or not. So some will be edible. A lot of people, when the autumn season comes, they decorate the Santa Fe style to decorate the hearth or the
Do you
door
have
front.
some pictures showing that you make these?
Yes, I do.
The cost of that now?
For me to make this or for to resale?
Resale.
15. 10 to 15.
Thank you. And do you have your invoices?
I have some invoices, yes.
You can barely see them. These are all the invoices that you have?
Well, for the time being, that's all I need. There's 2 cases of loose chilies. There's a lot of product. And
I mean,
catgut, needle, thread,
do you have a picture of
raffia.
your inventory or anything?
Pardon me?
Do you have a picture of your inventory?
Not as of yet, because I'm still waiting on my chili to, other than this, I'm still waiting on some of my chili to arrive. Wasn't told to bring a photograph of just a loose box of chili.
Usually we like people to bring photographs of, them making from beginning to end, like, the components, and see, like your inventory of, your chilies and your, whatever you're using there.
They're in the photograph. I
You
mean,
can
the
barely, you can
things
barely
that are-
see the photographs.
The things that are in here are of that. Well, yes, my friend did,
Yeah,
her flash was
they're
not working. I didn't.
Terrible
realize.
photographs.
But
Yeah.
can you not see that,
No.
that I'm showing? You
We
can't,
would need
you
to
can't
see more,
this?
we would need to see more of a array of your work, of the pieces, pictures from beginning to end, and more of something that would get a better feel of your display.
Your display, and not only that, but to make sure that, you are making the pieces. We have to, we have to see number,
Okay.
1 step, 2 step, 3 step, what you go through to put that piece together.
Okay, so this is not representative of that?
No, it's not at all.
Okay,
I mean, you could see, as far as we know, you could be buying those from someone and just, put them out. So we're going to have to, we would table this, we'll table our, if you want to come back and bring these things to us.
okay, and when would be the next
It's
opportunity?
every 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month.
Okay, all right, well, thank you very much for your consideration.
You're welcome.
Doug Ballou. Hello.
How you doing, folks? We do, this is Elizabeth, my wife.
Hello.
We do plasma cut steel parts, a little bit of wall art. Do custom house addresses, western and southwestern. You can customize anything from about a hand sketch or a photograph I can scan, put it in a computer and cut it out of steel for you. Anything from this size to life size, actually.
There's one photo in there that we took a T-shirt and scanned the T-shirt and then made a metal sign out of it.
Where is this?
That's in the garage, actually.
Wow.
It's not as big as you think. It's only about 5 foot square altogether. But we cut all the way up to gates that are about 25 feet long. That's how it starts out right there. Then we take in powder coat, or she'll go ahead and do some custom painting like.
These are hand painted.
These are hand painted here.
And then the dog's hand painted.
Is the majority of your work Western oriented?
No, depends on what show we're doing. We'll do rodeos and we'll do fairs, state fairs. We do street fairs. Redlands we do, and Riverside Market Nights we do.
This catalog has Southwestern stuff in it also.
Have
There's more
about,
pictures here.
Of your things?
Yes, these are all ours.
Do you have any pictures of you making these?
Actually, I have a camera I can bring back in. I forgot to develop them,
Yeah,
and I can
bring those
show
in.
you on the camera.
It's digital.
Because
It's,
that looks pretty big, that
yeah.
thing. It's,
Well, these could be
yeah.
made any size.
Uh-huh.
This is our normal sizes.
Yeah.
About 2 foot
No,
square.
I'm talking about that machine.
Oh, that
It's
machine,
like-
that
Oh,
machine
that
is
doesn't
really.
come out here. Just
No, we
No,
don't
no.
bring that, that's
No,
our shop.
what I'm saying is,
floor.
it looks like something that's a commercial, machine.
Oh, no, it's not that large. They do have some commercial applications that
Mm-hmm.
you'll get a higher tech, like into the laser or the water jet. This is just a plasma cutter.
Okay, but we do need pictures of you.
Okay, yeah, I have
making-
pictures.
Just like I said to the other
Yeah, we
lady,
just didn't
like
print that out
step
for
one,
some
step
reason.
two.
No, I have pictures of
Okay.
showing the deburring, and then the cleaning, and then the
They're
spray,
very
and how they're
nice.
painted.
Very nice. So
Thanks.
we'll table this also then.
Okay,
You can
sure.
bring back the pictures to
Okay,
us.
can I bring in the camera and show you, or later, after everybody's done?
They have a
It's a
digital
digital.
Yeah,
camera
it's a-
with a screen.
Oh,
You can
okay.
go right on
Okay.
through 'em.
We can do that.
All right.
Yeah,
great.
that's fine.
So we'll put this one on hold until later in the meeting. Committee to elect Will Kleindienst.
Mr. Chairman, I don't see a representative, but I have talked to Mr. Bashore by telephone, and this is a virtual automatic situation for any political candidate for local office. So if it would be your pleasure, I'll go ahead and coordinate this directly with him.
Very good.
It's a standard political booth that any candidate would have.
I'll move that we add Mr. Kleindienst to our Village Fest under the rules and regulations.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Lotion Lady, Aurora Botanicals.
Hello.
Hello.
I make a full line of natural skincares. And I've got my pictures here, and some booth pictures as well.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Are we on the hold on botanicals?
Without Elaine here, I best of my knowledge, yes.
Sorry.
What other shows do you do?
I live in San Diego County, so I do a lot of shows down there. I do the Carlsbad shows. There's now 3 of those a year. I do Solana Beach, all the Encinitas shows. And I've been trying to get into a regular weekly venue down there, and I was at the Carmel Valley Farmers Market for a while, but that's kind of dried up. I have 14 different kinds of cold processed soaps, and I have body oils and mists and lotions and this great cream. Anybody who lives in the desert loves this cream. I have a lot of customers in Las Vegas and Tucson and Palm Springs who swear by this. Has a lot of aloe in it. It's really good for your skin.
Could I see your brochure, please?
Absolutely. I have a bunch of them. I also have a website that has been operating about 2.5 years now.
What do you charge for those little bottles with the?
These are $12.50.
Mhm.
This is $9. This is a mist, which is $7. The most expensive product I have is $12.50, either the extreme cream or the body oil. The body oils are blended with sesame oil, apricot kernel oil, sweet almond oil, and vitamin E.
In the rules and regulations, you may have noticed that the categories are broken down by percentage, and at this time, the fragrance botanical section is full. So we can put you on a waiting list, and you would be called if there was an opening.
Is fragrance botanicals the same as skincare? Because what these really are is skincare. They're not strong enough to use as a cologne or a perfume. They're body oils that you'd
those-
use.
Are those together?
It would be under aromatics.
Aromatics?
That's what I thought this was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it all falls in.
It's the same
Yeah.
category. Right now, we have, many of them, but as Village Fest, opens up and it goes farther, there might be, I don't know. Sometimes people don't come back, the next season.
We'd have to evaluate it in October as far as our
Yes.
percentages, 1st of
Okay.
October.
So I'd need to come back in October, or?
You could approve or disapprove or put her on a waiting list. Approve and put on on a
Right.
waiting list or whatever.
Okay, well,
All right.
any discussion? Would anyone like to make a motion?
Well, I'll move that Aurora Botanicals be approved under the rules and regulations, but on a waiting list.
Do I hear a
Okay.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Humane Society of the Desert. Nobody's here. Betty Burfeint, Pet Photography and Framing. Hello.
Hello. Hi. You want to see the pictures and the receipts first? Okay, what I do is petography. It's really make an appointment. I go to people's homes. I also have an explanation here of exactly what it is. It involves me doing all the work and they're staying in the comforts of their home and the receipts.
Okay.
I also do local pictures of desert, nature, and here's a sample book of my petography.
So in your booth, you have pictures for sale?
Oh, yes. These will be examples, for instance, of my petography. I'll have samples of those around. But I'll also have pictures of nature scenes, have pictures all from the valley, Coachella Valley, and I have quite a few pictures of the living desert, animals of the living desert. And I do a show there every year. They have an artist in residence weekend. I also do some shows with Animal Samaritans, some charity work with them. And I'm setting up a booth with them for their November walk for the animals in Palm Desert. I'll have framed and unframed, matted. All will be matted, and they're all conservation matted.
That's a great picture, that giraffe.
Everybody likes that one. And some, sunrises and sunsets, all from the valley. And I also have note cards available if people want, just note cards of all of this, or they can have their animal on the note card too, that they're available for sale. And actually, the framing and the pictures, I can do any size, any style for the customer.
Do you do your own framing,
Yes, I do.
your own matting, everything?
Matting, yeah, there's pictures there
There's-
showing
I don't- These were going different ways.
the mat
Yeah, I
cover,
did- I
cutter.
saw that.
She's got the whole framing shop here.
Mm-hmm.
I buy the frames chopped and I put them together.
Mm-hmm.
To store the length would be
Right.
exorbitant in price, so. Other than that, everything I do myself.
Sorry. Dishes.
Did you look at this?
I'll move that we approve photography and framing
Do I hear a
under the
second?
rules and regulations of Village Fest.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Welcome, thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice photography.
Oh, cute.
Thank you very much.
City of Hope marathon training.
I didn't see my husband's picture.
Hello.
Get out of your way. I'll go down here.
I was just wanting to set up a donation booth. I'm a teacher at Sunny Sands in Cathedral City, and I was going to have my students come out and just, they would probably wear t-shirts, and I can pass you some things. They'd probably wear t-shirts and things and just asking for donations to help out their teacher. I'm running a marathon in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I'm raising money for, all the money goes to City of Hope.
Are you selling the t-shirts?
No.
Oh.
I would just have my students would be out,
Uh-huh.
and we're just asking for donations for City of Hope. All the money goes to City of Hope.
What says on your application, T-shirts for a donation? I guess that's where the question originated.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw that.
right. I was thinking about having the kids make T-shirts and then like if they do a donation of like $15, they get the T-shirt. So not necessarily selling the T-shirt, but when someone makes a donation, they can have the shirt.
Well, we're not allowed to do t-shirts down at Village Fest.
Okay.
So, it probably wouldn't be allowed.
Okay. Would I be able to just have a donation booth with?
Is it a nonprofit? You just
Yes, it's for City of Hope. It's nonprofit.
That would work, nonprofit.
Yeah, that would be fine, that would be fine, I'm sure.
And it's on a temporary basis. And
Yes, yeah, you would be rotated probably.
Right.
Because we have so many nonprofits, but I'll
I
move
just wanted to do it like maybe 2 times,
Right.
not anything.
Yeah, I'll move to approve, City of Hope, under the rules and regulations of Village Fest,
Okay.
without the t-shirts.
Okay. Okay.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
You can take these.
Okay.
Opposed? None. Thank you, welcome.
Thank you.
Century 21.
Still being aloe vera stuff, it's still on the board.
His picture would have been.
Hello.
Thank you for your time, everybody. We are wanting a booth at the Village Fest, of course, to promote the real estate here in the desert throughout the Coachella Valley. We have done some pictures that we brought in on past festivals that we have already done. And basically, we sell real estate all over. So those are the things that go on the boards. It's basically just MLS printouts on what's available for sale. It shows them a picture of the home, just some information on how many bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, that kind of thing. And that's really basically all our booth is just those pictures on poster boards like you're seeing, and then they fill out information so that we can contact them, either phone or email or whatever.
And we color code them with the cities, like there
Pink
I
is
see.
Palm Springs, all the different colors.
are different cities on the boards.
So you would go under a sponsorship.
We spoke to our broker and they
You,
just said there'd be 3 or 4 of us doing this out of the office.
Well, it's a spot, because you don't do any arts and crafts.
No.
you fall into the category of
Oh,
sponsors.
Sponsorship,
okay,
right.
I thought, okay.
We don't know how you work.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, you would be fine under a sponsorship as long as you're just gonna put your pictures there and you're
Just
going
like
to.
the booth is set
Yeah,
up,
and you
that's-
probably just want people to fill out a
Information.
information thing.
Exactly.
Oh,
Do I-
anybody have any questions?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just-
I'll move that we accept Century 21 under sponsorship.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much.
so
Hope you
much.
sell some houses.
Great.
Alright.
Oops.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry. I was confiscating them.
Mr. Chairman, we do have an added starter, God's Healer Monster Buto. I don't know what this is, but it's it's dance theater.
Okay.
Is somebody here for them?
God's Healer Monster, Buto? Buto.
Buto.
Was told to bring a video. I guess you can view that at your convenience. This is a curriculum design of performances that I've done in the last decade.
Well, it would not be possible for us to watch this right now.
Yeah.
If you brought a video.
Yeah, I understand that you're not able to watch it now.
Some people bring a video TV and
Okay.
plug it in.
The information that I was given, I guess I contacted Village Fest at the last minute, and so it was kind of a last minute rush to get me on the agenda, and some of the information that I was given was a little misleading.
Could you describe what you do is it yourself or you have a group? or-
At this point, to begin, it would probably be myself performing solo. I have worked with other local performers in the past, and would love to arrange that again. But at this moment, it's just me. Buto is a modern dance form started in Japan in the '60s. It's influenced a lot by the Asian body sciences and Asian martial arts like Tai Chi and yoga. Often tends to be very slow in movement, very graceful, but it's also influenced by the surrealist movement and Dada art movements at the turn of the century, and so it also has a tendency to be absurd and strange. I guess an easy definition would be that it's something like punk rock mime, mime with an attitude.
Okay.
And it's kind of
What do
I
you
was-
wear?
What do I wear? Depends on the circumstances. Depends on the situation.
Family circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. I've performed at the high school in Yucca Valley. I've performed at Pioneer Town in front of the bowling alley. My 4-year-old daughter performs with me, often improvises with me. I'm very adept at adapting to a situation.
I mean, tell me how much clothes you wear?
For something like this, I imagine I would be fully clothed. Probably the most outrageous thing I might wear would be, for me, perhaps a dress or a skirt. Something that's a little bit off kilter. You know, something that people might walk by at first and then say, wait a minute, what was that? Kind of what I was envisioning was, rather than having something performed on a stage setting, to do it in the street and perform it as street theater, the way mime is often performed.
Right.
So moving along the sidewalk, interacting with crowds, interacting with people as situation arises.
As far as entertainment goes, I'm just confused as to, we generally don't have entertainment come through.
Well,
the
we,
meetings.
yeah, with Elaine's absence, I just suggest that any entertainers that were interested would come before the board and at least present the tape if they can, leave with the tape. Elaine should be back next week. Usually what happens is that she and I sort of review the information, but I wanted the board to be comfortable with basically the content.
We can't see the tape, so that's, you
Yeah,
know.
is the tape representation both the dress and your act of what you'd be doing?
Probably not. It's a private performance. I'm at half the performance, I'm in a tutu. Half the performance I'm in a G-string, so that's probably not the ideal representation for this context.
Probably not.
I can put
That's-
together a video that would perhaps be a
Yeah,
little more
that might be
representational.
better. What do you consider your primary audience?
I don't know that I would have a primary
So it's
audience.
across the board?
Yeah.
One of the problems we have is that groups that, like we've had rap groups and so on, come down there that appeal to, the younger set, which we don't certainly want to ignore or leave out, but sometimes it can create a problem in terms of being inflammatory or...
Confrontational, right, I
Yeah,
understand.
confrontational.
Well, I think that my curriculum demonstrates that, that my audience has been really broad. The audience in Pioneer Town tends to be older, middle-aged. A lot of them are old hippies, so they may be a little more open-minded than
Right.
people down here. But then performing at the high school in Yucca Valley, that's a very conservative
Sure.
audience. And I was well received in that. Again, I performed in a dress and may have shocked some people, but in a safe way. I don't think not in an alienating way.
Uh-huh.
I think it would be a good idea for you to make another video that was more suited for what our questions
Right.
and return at our next meeting.
Okay.
And perhaps you could bring a little, even if you have a little 12-inch with a
I can
video.
bring some still photographs as well, again, because this was so last minute, I wasn't able to get
And
materials
remember,
together.
this is a family event, so
Sure,
we,
absolutely.
we have a lot of children, so we don't want to leave a bad taste in their parents' mouth.
No, I approach it, I guess another way to describe it would be sacred clowning. So I approach it as a clown, but not in a, falling over your feet sort of clown, but, in a dramatic and theatrical sense.
Well, we're not insulting you, but, mime is one thing, but a G-string is another.
Right, absolutely.
So I think you should return with a representation, a video with a good representation of what you want us
Okay.
to see
Okay,
that you'd be
well.
doing at Village Fest.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And we'll table this until then.
Yes.
Excuse me. They weren't knowing when we were supposed to start at Village Fest. She was asking us what our dates are.
Well, you can start.
The 11th?
Well,
Oh,
next
wait.
week is the 18th. It would be better if you could wait new starts until October, the first week in October.
First Thursday in October.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you very
that'd
much.
be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and even like in my case where you said there's a rotation, is would I get some information where you're telling me the dates that I can come?
You only want to be there a couple of times.
Right, like
Yeah.
2 times.
I would say Elaine will be back next Wednesday. If
Okay.
you can wait, it'd be best to call when she's there and schedule the time specifically.
Because the lady down there, she's telling us to come back here and direct our questions.
Elaine's the Village Fest coordinator, so she'll be back and then she'll have it all under control.
If you don't have to be out there
Oh, I
within the
don't.
next week.
I'd rather wait until next week anyway.
The
Okay.
event will expand in October, so we'll have more
Right.
available.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a date of the next meeting?
It would be the
second
second,
and
fourth, yeah,
Okay.
Thursdays.
And Elaine will be here at that
You
time?
probably should call and just leave a message. She'll be back in next Thursday, but you might want to talk to her about putting you on a future agenda
You're
again.
Jerry?
Yeah, I'm Jerry, yeah. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Shall I leave the curriculum with you, or should I just bring that with me?
Why don't you bring it all back?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
David Pete.
Hi,
Hello.
David Pete, I'm running for city council.
And you want a booth?
And I want a booth.
I move that we allow David Pete under the rules and regulations of Village Fest.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None.
Now, when did you want to start? When? Next week, this week,
Next week?
next Thursday?
Yeah.
That would be better.
Okay.
Elaine should be back, but if you can come down about 6 o'clock Thursday evening at the Village Fest information booth.
Which is where?
Right in front of Desmond's.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll
At
get you a
6 o'clock
space.
on Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably we'll put you in the Plaza Mercado area, right there close. We're putting the political candidates basically in the center of the event.
Okay. Will there be a table provided, or should we?
No, you'd have to provide all the tables. If you have a table, it needs to be draped within 3 inches of the ground.
Okay.
Any lights, anything you have to be self-sustaining.
Okay, and is there like vehicle access
Yes.
up till a certain time?
You can get in at 6 and start setting up, and then they shut the vehicle access off at 7.
Okay.
So if you can unload coming down Palm Canyon Drive and then go park behind.
Obvious.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me, you approved Betty Berkline, and she didn't have much information as to, she wanted to start in October, is that permissible, the first week?
It's
in
better.
October?
Yeah, that would be optimal.
Yes.
And the space number, or she needs to talk to Elaine?
That'll be assigned by Elaine, yeah.
And do you all call her, or does she have to call back in?
She should probably be better off to call Elaine after next Thursday.
After next Thursday?
Right.
And then the first time you come in, you told that gentleman you go
To the information booth.
Desmond's?
Yes.
Okay, at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Anything else she needs to know?
Probably, but we don't know.
When she calls Elaine, she'll know a lot more.
Okay, thank you very much.
I don't have any other forms for added starters. Do we have some here?
We're just gonna look at the,
Oh, these are the,
Okay, so we don't have any added starters other
No.
than those. Oh, well, okay, good.
That's right here, and we're gonna discount it, of course. It's all sitting in the computer.
We had to draw pictures
The
last night.
picture of Dad, and that's our garage, and how a couple of our drawings start out and continue on.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's what I faxed to a customer.
Yeah, and they
That
give us the
paper
okay
there?
of yes, no, they like it, or change the pictures.
And then when I go to paint, I might do some painting out there, like this dog. What I will do is I fill up this glass bowl with water, and there's sponges in it. And then these are the paints that I use. They're just puff paints. And then I just dab on there. That's
Yeah,
it.
the base is already done, as far as the
Yes.
black or major spray paint or powder coat.
Yeah.
That's all done when we just do let the customer kind of see a little more that we do something with it.
And that's it. And then if I have the one silhouette that there's a picture of the girl on the horse, I will take these conchos here and put a piece of leather on it, and those go in the holes to give it more
For the chaps.
decoration for the chaps and that. And then I have all this here that I let the customer pick what they want, you
It's
know.
different design chaps.
Yeah, there, you can see these. It's just hearts and stars, and then I run a piece of leather through the back and insert it in the hole, so they can choose what they'd like. Like, we just did the Lake Elsinore, home show, and a girl came up, and she does penning, and I had a black lab, and she has a golden retriever. So I painted it with these two colors here to make it a golden lab for her. And she
And we can do that
purchased
on
it.
site, and it's done within
Yeah.
about 20 minutes as far as the painting
Yeah.
goes.
And these are all water soluble.
it's nice to have a little bit of the craft at the show.
You know.
I'll move that is this the,
Good question.
this is Doug Ballou, right? Oh, go
Yes,
ahead.
ma'am.
The method for cutting
Mhm.
the steel
Yes.
is,
Well, it used to be all hand torch cut, but now it's plasma cutting. It's CNC based. We create a picture, you give me a sketch, and then we scan it in the computer.
But-
So we'll go ahead and tweak it out to where, like, we'll take 2 dogs and put them back to back or whatever you like, or down the line, and then we go ahead and we cut out on the machine.
But you cut them yourself. The machine
Yes.
is not computer operated.
No, it is actually. It's a CNC plasma cutter. We went from hand plasma cutting to CNC so we can get more detail on
Yeah,
things.
like that one picture in there with the girl, cowgirl on the horse silhouette. The customer didn't like the one we had there because there wasn't much of a chin. So we went on the computer, well, he went on the computer and gave her more of a chin, and then I faxed it to her and she okayed it, and then we cut her out one, and it's got the more of a chin definition, because it was just straight down.
There's more drawing of it than anything else, to tell you the truth. I'll put 6 or 8 hours into a drawing and maybe 15 minutes into cutting on the machine. Maybe 30 minutes at the outside on the machine now. To where it used to be backwards, we would just take a piece of chalk and draw it on steel, then we would follow the outline with a torch.
And then after it's cut on the back here, there'll be a burr.
Yeah, so we do the
wherever.
deburring of it.
Then we have to, so he'll take and grind it off. And then I'll take and spray paint it, the back black, and then the front black, and then I'll put a sheer gloss on it.
We do the clear coats on them now.
And then some of them I leave plain, because if they want them custom painted, I can't do it over that. Otherwise, I have to take steel wool and, you know, scratch it off to prepare it to.
Yeah.
And then they're cleaned off with paint thinner to get the oils out of the metal.
Question for you on that piece, for instance, how much time did it take to make that piece?
Total, we're about
From
30,
creative to complete.
30 to 40 minutes.
No, total.
It takes me 20 minutes to
Just
paint
one.
one.
I'm talking about from doing the design,
I mean, like from an order out.
from
One
creative.
Computer,
all the way
everything.
through the end.
Oh, you are, first time out, you're probably 6 hours.
That's on a custom order.
Okay, and how much time of that is the computer?
Probably 3.5 to 4 to get the picture into it. And then we generate cut codes, all of about 30 minutes. 30 minutes on the finish up of things, but about, it could go 6 to 7.5 hours on it.
What stores do you sell to?
I actually sell to 2 stores. Now, we don't do a lot of stores. We do 2 stores. One in Norco. We just started with them as far as a consignment thing. We put them on their walls and they sell them, and I don't even have their names.
I have her business card.
It's we put a couple pieces and they sold 2 out of 4 pieces that we had in there.
Yeah, and
And
she
the other
called and wants
places,
more.
yeah, and they want more. Side of the road type of thing we'll set up out there because we used to do a lot of heavier stuff. Just hanging out there on top of the pickup truck, you know, in a framework. We do a little easy up, just like we do with the street fair, without the truck. Put a 10 by 10 easy up, and we just, you know, have samples of howdy or welcome, which people can take away with them. Once this is designed, and say you want a different saying on the bottom or an additional line to it, it takes us 7 days to get something complete for you.
And if it's custom ordered, I send it out UPS, and I call the customer with the tracking number, and they get it. We've never had
Within
a
about 3
problem.
days, they'll get it from us.
See-
So once you have that in the computer, at
It's-
that point, it's just left up to the computer and to the cutter to make the next one?
Yes, yes.
Because see, if this cuts and there's a burr here or there, then the hand torch has to come off, and then this has to be finished by hand.
Yeah, there are hiccups on the computer, it never fails.
Now, there is one store down here on the strip that does want us to put these in there, but
We didn't know what to do.
we won't, because then it's not fair, because if we sell them on, we'd rather do the street fairs.
Well, if they're commercially available, they're not appropriate for
Right.
Village Fest.
Right.
Aesthetically, your booth look, your product has a good look for our event, but my concern is the computer-generated work and also that it's available in certain stores. Personally.
Well, the one store that it's in,
Are they galleries or are they stores?
No, it's a secondhand store,
Secondhand
actually. People
consignment
bring
store.
consignments of, like, say, an old wooden cigar store in the end. And benches and little artisan facts, you know, people hand paint little birdhouses and stuff, and they put them in there on consignment.
it's located in Norfolk.
Yeah. There you go. And I'll bet maybe 3 or 4 pieces a week might go out of there. Where we do, like Orange County Marketplace, the Artisans Corner, we just signed up for that, and we were doing that last year. We would sell on the weekend around 12 or 15, maybe 20 pieces.
Now, where do these go?
Oh.
I'll show a picture on the cowgirl. Those are those take the place of conchos. You know, like if you see a Western setup, they've got chaps, and we dressed it up with 2 or 3 different ones of those, or the cufflinks in the cowboys that we do.
Do you make these?
No, we get those at
Michael's.
Michael's.
So we're looking at them because you want to sell them at Village
No,
Fest?
No, they go in
Right
our
here?
product.
Oh, I see.
And
We
they
dress
have a
our
piece of
product
leather
with
Oh,
hanging
okay.
from it.
You know, some of the people
Like
want dog
this.
collars on, so we'll cut out certain things, we'll put studs, you
I
know,
gotcha.
so
And
that-
then I put a piece of leather in there to let them hang.
yeah.
So it's up to the customer, because the girls don't like what the guys like, and, you know, what have you.
Well, I think the big question is, are these 75% handcrafted? That's where our, see, that's why I asked you what that big machine was, because it looks so commercial
Yeah.
to me.
It probably does to you. If you've seen a commercial shop, you'd say, boy, you have a little puny machine, so to speak. But that's in a two-car garage. I don't know if you can make that out, but that's just our two-car garage that we work in.
Yeah, that will hold, the largest sheet that will hold is a 4x4 sheet.
Right, 48 inches square.
That's it.
And we
So
do
we
different
can-
thicknesses, you
Yeah,
know.
we could both get up there and,
And our wall art, you can actually say that's, after the pieces are cut, we do much more time into that because we layer it, make it three-dimensional. We'll take the cowboy and make the chap stick out a half-inch and put additional hats on it. So it's, you know, the old toll paintings, where they used to take cut paper? Well, we do the same thing with metal, is what we do. We make templates of, say, this dog, but then we'll customize your name and address on the bottom. We start them out as address signs, because you can go to Home Depot and spend $30 on some nice numbers, but by the time you get to the street, you can't see them. So we'll make these numbers 7, 8, 10, 12 inches tall, and then we just add a design for whatever they're liking for their home, or if they're into pets or the cowboys or anything that you like, really. We've got about 3,000 different pictures that we've cut from our customers. So once our customer gives us a drawing of it, it's basically on hands until that machine takes over.
because there's no way we can, define.
If I
That's
brought
like
out all
in-
dogs that said welcome, everybody would
Nobody would
want a
buy 'em.
moose. So then it's up to the customer to tell me really what they like. And we do have a few things that they carry with them that we'll say welcome in this, and we'll sell. These are probably one of our best sellers. We'll sell 2 or 3 of these on a weekend. That's not a problem. But they'll want their color to it or their address to it.
And the main price is basically $55.
Yeah, they start at
Any-
55,
anything.
and our wall art goes up to about 500.
Yeah. Now that picture of the cowgirl that you seen, that's 125.
Yeah.
So it just depends if somebody comes in, like, say you went fishing on your boat or whatever, and you brought in a picture of 3 guys standing there with a big fish in the boat, and you wanted all that done like 6 foot wide. That's
That's
when
what
we
we
get up
do.
to the big prices.
Yeah, we get in there and we transform it to a piece of metal.
Yeah.
We don't do just plain metal. We do coppers, aluminums, tin, stainless steel, and we brush finish it. And I've got a million things I could bring in here, but you don't have the time or the facilities for it, really.
Well, I, for one, personally, I don't have a problem with the computer work. I know what it's about, I know what it takes. It's a creative process.
We use Corel 11.
Corel 11, yeah.
Corel 11.
My only part of the concern was the machine that cuts it and that's doing that part of the work. The creatives has to happen before that. And if this machine cuts as quickly as it does beforehand, that doesn't bother me either anymore. If it cuts that quickly, the majority of the work is in the graded process, and then also if it's painted afterwards
Yeah,
in one way or another.
and I like
If that
the-
is being done out on the street.
Yeah.
Right, I
Well,
like
that's-
that.
that's why I have-
Than having just a bunch
Yes.
of things that
Signs
you're gonna
hanging there,
Yeah,
yeah.
well,
And
that's
I-
why I bring the
think
water
they're-
soluble. That way I can just go and rinse it out with my sponges, and if it gets on the street,
Start
it's
another-
Yeah, if
Start
you do, if you're going to do that in the booth, then, then I think it's, a go. Because I think it would be a little asset to Village Fest. I like it.
I think
Yeah,
it's
we
good.
like-
I think the product is quality.
Yes,
Be great.
yes,
Just a
it is, it's
concern.
quality.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
We
Very
like it when
nicely done.
anybody is in their booth working on their product.
Okay.
It adds a little bit of a interest to people to stop and see what you're doing and make it more of a craft.
I would even say, not wanting to prompt you what to do, but for instance, when you have a number of materials that you haven't, shall I say, deburred yet,
Oh, sure.
and you can be there filing away, that's all part of the craft. You're
That'd be
not-
great. Some places don't let us in to do that.
Well, and maybe we won't. I'm just saying, it kind of enhances the handcrafted
Oh, sure.
notion of the product, which I think is important, that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's not a problem
But
at
at
all.
least it shows you're being they're being worked on.
You know the sign guys that are in the trailers at all the fairs and they cut the wood out? Okay, we based it on that, only in steel. But we can't bring a plasma cutter out to the show because it's just like welding and it's a
Right,
high
well,
arc and.
Right.
I couldn't afford enough liability insurance to take care of something like that. But we can show people that we do a lot on these signs, especially our 3D stuff. It's pretty interesting when they're watching them put together.
Well, I think,
I'm for it if you look handcrafted, if you're working on it handcrafted.
No, it'd be
And then also, if, say you purchase this, and in the process of getting it home, you scratched it, all you have to do is just call me, send it back to me, UPS.
no
and
charge to it.
I'll redo it, no charge, because it's easy for me to do, because I know how to do it.
Harder to
and I can
explain
get
to
it done.
maybe a customer.
And if you were to go and do it, it wouldn't turn out, and then I'd have to come to your house, and, And some of these, we do powder coat if the customer asks for powder coating,
Yeah.
because it's in a really rainy area. That way it won't rust at all.
Right.
But this is all sprayed with Rust-Oleum,
Mhm.
Rust-Oleum spray paint, so it won't rust either.
well, do I hear a motion?
Yes, I'll move that we allow Doug Baloo metal signs and Western decor into Village Fest under the rules and regulations.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None.
Thank you
Welcome.
very
Good
much.
luck.
Thank you.
Hope to see you out there.
You will.
You will.
Yeah.
Mr.
Not
Chairman.
much else to do.
Filing and painting and.
There you go. Thanks for your time, folks.
Mr. Chairman, I think
You're
that
welcome.
concludes our applicants today. We don't have any added starters. I would just like to perhaps inform the audience a little bit that we did have a short session today. We will meet again on the 23rd on a regular session. We did this primarily because we had some applicants that needed to get it approved today because of the scheduling of the elections. So typically our meetings are longer and we usually have a number of added starters, but that's not the case today. So we'll hopefully welcome Elaine back next week and we'll be off and running.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, with that, we'll adjourn this meeting.